hear from Jennifer.
Jackie will zoom in.
Yeah, 9.
Yeah, so we might have to
Wait
to
to go.
be, if Tina gets here, you'll have 4.
Yeah, so that
I'll
won't
keep
be
you
good.
busy. Otherwise, we gotta wait till Jackie pops in. But I know that Tina's coming. She texted me this morning.
Okay.
That's the Karen that lives over near,
Jennifer.
Jamie, isn't it? She'd be a good, person to invite into our group. Then she's retired.
I got a,
There that one day, only a lot of people, some was third.
Mhm.
And
She's the one that.
Karen Carbonates.
Yeah, she was, you know, yeah, she.
Karen Carbonates.
Yeah, I think that's her.
The old guy. come over.
Yeah.
He's an old pioneer.
She had her.
But they all agree with it, you know, things in the traffic in that area. She can get computer window.
Be there in 2 minutes. How did it work?
I think she's walking in right now.
Okay,
Better is Jane, but too.
okay. Well, it was 8:29. She said be there in 2 minutes. It's not either 2 I just saw it. So it's probably, yeah. Okay. We'll wait for her. You know, it's funny, you leave town for a week, and you feel like you've gone through training. I think about it. Actually, no, we told it.
Okay, good.
Good evening, he wants to meet you. And well, I think it's all approved. You got to. Or don't even throw.
Okay. You're on now. So I want to get the meeting called to order. It's 8:33 in the morning. Thanks for everyone being here. We appreciate it. Let's go around and do introductions. I'll start off. I'm Deanna Ball-Carp. I'm the vice chairperson for the committee. And
Spencer Pollock, Canby Public Works.
Tracy Hensley, Kansas City Council President and liaison to the commission. Jenny Driscoll, city member. Tina Stern, committee member.
Gary Bryant, you know.
Meeting number, and those of you on TV, good morning.
Brianna, I'm the planning liaison for the commission.
Karen, who's a citizen, thank you for joining us. And Jackie is going to join us at around 9 o'clock, but for a brief time because she has a work commitment. I guess I'm next on the agenda. I have to bring, I got your email last night, and I didn't want to address it. Eric has passed away.
Oh, yes.
So, yes, so, I got an email from a family friend, and when he was on life support, actually. And, so she's gonna work to get us his notes and things in her time. She's got a lot on her plate, so she's starting out there in your time. If you can get it to me, great. If not, we'll just. So, I don't know how many of you have known, he's been in stage 5 liver or kidney failure for some time now. And, even while he was working with us, he had an acute issue on a Thursday. He went into ER, and by Saturday, I got an email saying he was homeless. So we are, as it is, we were supposed to do every January, we do chair and vice chair elections, but we didn't have a quorum. So I didn't bring it up then because it didn't matter since we didn't have a quorum. So that's why it's on the agenda for today. And so we will be electing a chair and vice chair, but, yeah.
Did he have family and, someone to take on
His friend Connie is taking care of his final affairs. I don't know that he had much family.
But Chad just passed away.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he went to join that.
that?
It was a little funny actually, because when I asked Connie about the notes and things from his computer, y'all remember Buddy the dog, right?
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
Not anybody in the house. He's like, "Jeez." He knows too that so anyway, but he did leave specific instructions for both Buddy and his mom's remains who were in his house. So I think he knew, so he left some instructions and so. But the email did say that he really enjoyed his work here and was sorry he couldn't finish his term. So anyway, a moment for Eric. So that's unfortunately my commission update. I wish I had better news.
Thank you.
So with that, we need to move into the election of chair and vice chair. And Deanna, you were running meeting as vice chair, so you can run the election or I can't.
I'm fine with doing it. So do we have anyone that wants to nominate somebody, or is anyone interested in being chair or vice chair?
Don't get this wrong, I put my hand up for this reason, but I'd like to nominate Tina Schiff. She's very organized, she's in charge of things at her work, she's here, she's spontaneous, I mean, she knows what's going on with our meeting, we all have our reasons for being here.
Plenty of board experience.
Yeah,
Okay.
and in fact, she's my girlfriend. Anybody second that?
Well, that was a motion or?
He's nominated, do you accept the nomination?
Oh, good. Is there a motion then for that?
Are there any other nominations?
Oh, okay.
Any other nominations?
You want me to be responsible for you?
Well, I'll just say that, I've been in that position for quite some time, and I fully support having someone do it, and I'll be happy to provide any guidance I can give you. So, yeah, I think it's fantastic that you're willing to do that.
How many years were you chairman?
Well, we were on the city council together, and when I became a city council member, Councilor President Hensley asked me if I'd be willing to be the liaison to the traffic safety committee, because it was kind of idle at that point. And so from about 2012 to the present, I did 4 years as a city councilor, and then I enjoyed the problem solving part of this so much that I just continued on. And, so, but I was, well, I couldn't be, of course, chairperson when I was on the council.
You were the trying to be part of the committee.
But I think I was there for 4 years or something, and Bob Backstrom was on too, and he was really helpful. And then we were really, Bob Cameron was a great secretary. I mean, we had really good people, and so we'll be another great leader.
Okay, so why don't we go ahead and vote? So it's been, Tina's been nominated and and she approves of doing it, of being the chairperson. Can we get a vote of the board members of Tina being the chairperson? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, Tina, congrats.
Yeah.
So next meeting.
So y'all can decide, she can either take it from here or you can finish this. Why don't you go ahead and finish this one and I can.
And then for vice chair, I've been doing it. I am happy to help continue doing it. Just whatever needs to be done. I prefer vice over chair just because of my busy work schedule and my husband's health too, just in case something happens with that. So I like to, but is anyone else wanting to?
My hands down.
No, we need to appreciate you doing it very much. Yeah.
You'd like to keep-
I'd like to keep
that'd be
you.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
So
So,
someone gonna make a motion?
yeah.
Make a motion to nominate, Deanna as vice chair.
I second.
Okay. So let's go ahead and vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then opposed?
We have a quorum.
So, yeah,
You
we're
do.
good. Yep, okay, so, that works. So
Can I
thank
ask
you
one
very
more
much.
question?
Yeah.
No, I've really not been a secretary, I've just been kind of free to take notes. And, that's a lot harder than you think, keeping up on all that, and, I would be happy to pass that duty along, or, and Tracy, should that be a secretarial role? We don't really have a secretary, or do we need one?
We do need a secretary, someone who's committed to take the minutes. And thank you for doing that. But this has been the most challenging role in this group. We have actually done a round robin at times where it's like a quarter of the year. So, but for consistency's sake, I would like to see somebody just take them along for a year. We do have a good template now, which helps.
I mean, I will do it for a year if nobody wants to do it, but, ideally, I'd like to get it, someone to retire me from the position.
Okay, well,
But I'm very interested in getting it through, I think,
we'll appreciate your efforts for this year and we'll work diligently to find a new one for next year.
is that what you all want me to do in the system, continue out this year?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
I don't-
I actually appreciate how you have a consistent style that is helpful and, helps to just kind of get it out there. So
Okay.
if you don't mind, we appreciate that.
And then the one other thing I'll just add is, since our last meeting, I did meet Teresa originally at the city, and I provided her with past minutes that she was looking for. And so I know moving forward for the rest of this year that when I send out minutes, I will send them as well.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
And at the next council meeting, we will be announcing the opening on this commission. So we'll actively be searching for someone to join the commission. And so the new chair, Tina, and I, and Jerry, will be in charge of interviewing those folks who are interested in trying.
Does Karen know that we have an opening?
Well, if she's listening, she does now.
You hear us, Karen?
Having trouble with buttons this morning, sorry. Apparently, I did hear you. I'm listening. This isn't by anywhere an excuse. I think it's a great group and I've been involved for several years off and on. I have a lot of balls in the air right now. My daughter-in-law went into hospice last week and she'll be coming to my home for her last month. So this is not a good time for me to get into anything right now. So, but I appreciate you asking. No, it's very nice of you to think I was worthy of that position.
Understood. Well, God bless you and your
Yeah.
family.
Thanks. Thanks.
okay, so let's go on to the review and approval of the minutes we'll start with December 11. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes from December 11? Anyone want to put out a motion to approve them?
I move that we approve the minutes for the December 11th, 2024 meeting.
Thank you. Anyone second that? I'll second that. Okay, and then let's go ahead and vote. So all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, nay. Okay. Passes.
Those are the minutes you couldn't vote.
And then now this will be for the January 15th minutes, which we don't have a quorum, so we don't have any voting or anything, but do we have a motion to approve those minutes as well? Okay, I'll second. Okay,
So who made the motion?
Tina
Oh, okay, team.
and Jenny second.
Aye.
And then, all those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, passes. Thank you very much. Karen, do you have any citizen input you want to share with us today?
I do this morning. I
Oh.
did send an email to Jennifer, directed me about who to get on the agenda. I'm not sure if I did that right. I'm losing my voice too, just like everybody else in the world, but I am trying to find out where we are with the parking situation on Third and Grant over here. I know that there's 2 cars that have been marked to be towed, like before Christmas, I want to say November. They're still sitting there. Those cars have been there for 3 years, and I'm just trying to find out what's going on. It's been a concern in our neighborhood just because of the limited parking in the area, safety with people parking in the area. The apartments added more. Enterprise adds some. I park out front, of course, and so just kind of see where we're at.
Okay, Tracy just mentioned that she has an email about that, so
Yes.
let her share.
Our code enforcement officer did email to us recently. I'm looking at the date was Monday. She has been in contact with the registered owner of the vehicles. He said he had been out of state dealing with an emergency and told her that he was going to be returning to Canada and be able to move the vehicles. It says, unfortunately, it appears he has not kept his word. As such, she has left him a voicemail message this morning, meaning Monday, advising him that she would be impounding both vehicles Wednesday the 12th. That would be today.
Okay.
So it will be coming to some kind of resolution today.
That's a good thing to hear. That'll give Enterprise more room to park their cars on that side of the street. And, it's just, we already know that Third Street's narrow and Second is even worse, but, you get people parking on both sides. It's kind of dicey for people, and
So,
it is a main thoroughfare. So anyway, thank you.
yeah, it's supposed to be going away today.
Tracy, did they address the other abandoned vehicles that are actually on the lot and restricting visibility?
No, this email only addresses the 2 that are on the street.
So lot 3 has 10 seconds.
That's a start. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this email was from Chris Ann that I got Monday morning.
Yeah, just for the 2 vehicles on the street that got marked.
Anything else, Karen, or was that it?
Everything else is fine. Thank
Yeah.
you. Appreciate it. I'm going to bail out of here. My voice is slowly going again. So have a great, wonderful day. And thank you for all you do. I so appreciate you all, just so you know.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Have a
Karen.
great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so now on to old business. Any discussion need to be done of previous citizen concerns? I think with that email that you shared, that helps us to know for,
That takes care of one of them.
yeah.
I did leave this a little vague because there was discussion on the speed study on 10th. Do you have any new news on that? And where is our police office?
He said that he was,
Oh, okay, I missed that.
Can I fill in on Spencer?
yeah, I'll let.
Well, Spencer provided, I'm sorry, I sent you the email, but Spencer was great, provided me the information about the Northeast 10 speed study, and the location and the dates and the posted speed and what the total number of cars were during the period of time that they did and what the average speed was. And I provided that information to Deanna, Tina, Jackie, and Officer Miller. And I recommended that they have Officer Miller review it and okay it before it's posted on Facebook. So I will send that to you as well.
And I appreciate the email because it helps, and I think that'll be helpful to be able to share. Some people don't like to go to like various websites to have to get information. And so I like that we're trying to put items on the traffic safety page that we have set up. or the group that we have set up, just to kind of keep people informed if there's an accident nearby or power outage or something. I appreciate Tina's help with
Yeah,
being involved with that too.
I feel like it's really helpful, and even the stuff that's outside of our area, it's helping our citizens.
Yeah, like the-
navigate
the fire at the
the
paper
mill.
mill, how you guys have updated and plugged into road closure is really good stuff. So
Yeah.
Good job.
No, and I find that helpful, and, Jackie and I had talked, and I'll probably be the one or her, one of us will post the emails when we get them from Spencer. We'll just take the data and, put it on the site so then people can see, oh, it's this, and not have, keep it simple, not have it be so complex where it's like so much to have to absorb.
Mhm.
But, at least let people know that, hey, this is a concern or isn't a concern. I know in my neighborhood, last weekend, I felt like someone was driving like 40 in a 25, on Burke Parkway, like it's like 99. And I'm like, slow down. And I was shocked because some guy was walking and just was kind of like trying to find another way to go because he was really amazed at how people were driving. So, okay,
Can I add one more thing?
yeah.
With regard to the Northeast 10 traffic study, Spencer, do you think, because you did a pretty exhaustive study on North Holly, do you think the next posting should be of that report we got from North Holly, that study?
When was the last time we did North Holly? It was
It was not too long ago, and then Officer Miller did really extensive, I think it was,
around the
Control on that.
September area. So yeah, we could move that.
I mean, you know,
Yes.
go back there, I was thinking of using that data from that report.
Oh, for trying to compare 10th Avenue to.
Well, no, just, so we got 10th done,
Okay,
and so post that when you guys are ready. And then I was thinking the next post, what do y'all think of North Holly posting that data from the date that it was done? That way it saves you.
How long ago was that done?
It was like in September, I think.
So not
Within the last 6 months.
too terrible. Okay, I just, yeah. Just didn't want it to be too.
No, yeah,
Too far out.
makes sense.
because it is currently finishing up a study over on 3rd Avenue in between.
So would it be better to post the one from Holly first?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, and then post the one from 10th, and then if there's no.
Oh, no, I was doing the 10th one now,
Yeah.
it's fresh data. And then my suggestion was to do the Holly, because it's already on the, save Spencer run around. And then after that one's kind of settled and out there, then do the Southwest Third. But we could make a list over the course of the year of roads we want to do as a group, and then that way, I mean, it's just,
Yeah, well, maybe we do them fairly close together so that it's not too drawn out, because I guess chronologically, when you're thinking if that one was done in September, you're posting the more recent one and then the other one.
okay, I see.
That's how I was thinking, if you're going chronologically.
Or maybe just start from, like, now we start with the 10th one.
And when realistically do you think that Officer Miller's okay with it, that will be up?
I will do it as soon as Officer Miller or an officer, whoever's representing the group is approves it, so.
He's supposed to move into a different department.
Yeah, we get a new officer.
Well, I'm sure we get a good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I would say I should be able to do it with, I would say I would, if approved during the week, I would do it by the weekend, because or in the evening.
Okay, so if you do that, and I agree, after a thought, I agree with Tina that because the Holly data is important, but older, that, let's
Maybe
do
go-
the Southwest Third, and then let's march forward, and that'll be fresh data.
And not to throw a bigger monkey wrench in this, but like for this one for 10th, where we did 2 different studies on 2 different blocks, 2 different weeks, and one was in July and one was in November. We could redo Holly and then take the 2 comparisons to see what the difference is
Similar
6 months later. Yeah.
We always deal with the weather conditions. School's in session, school.
Construction's done.
Yeah.
And so keep, things get changed around.
Mhm. So we could do that for Holly moving forward.
Okay.
And then, real quick, just for is this kind of, Bob always did a great job of going through and
Yeah.
doing all the math for every single
Mhm.
5-mile increment and everything else. Is this format enough, or do you want more? Do you want the direction separate or combined?
I think for ease of reading and kind of a quick read and, I'm satisfied with it.
Okay,
I would, propose that we better define what AADT and 85% speed are. Just so people understand that the AADT is basically I'm just really trying to just say it, and maybe put AADT in parentheses after or something, and then 85% speed. What that means, if it's just, this is the 85th percentile speed of everybody, or just a little bit more reference point. So, a couple things.
yeah, so the 85% is 85% of the people that drive that road are doing that speed or lower.
Okay,
So that is so there's the average speed, which is where you would take, so there was 868 average dailies. And so you take the high end and the low end, just like you normally would for getting your average, and the average speed was 26 miles an hour. Now, that doesn't mean that everybody's doing 26, that's just the average, because if you get
people who
If
just
you
got
get-
out of the driveway are still.
If you're getting 10, 20 people that are driving 19 miles an hour, then that's going to affect your average. Your 85th percentile is kind of a little bit better metric for speed and driving conditions, because the majority of the people that are driving are going to be falling into that quote unquote safe pace
So what this is saying is 85% of people who go down that road are going at least 5 over
or under.
or under.
Yep.
Between 0 and 5 over 85%, and then a handful, 15% are going more than 5.
Yep.
Do we, and could be a conversation for later if we don't have time today, but do we want to establish kind of a threshold, and at what point do we feel we should take next step actions from the results that we're getting?
Who do we present them to? City council?
Well, really, if I can interrupt again, I think when we go over these reports with the officer that's with us, they're gonna know right away if that's kind of a failing report.
Okay, so we'll look
And
to
so
that.
like on Holly, that was clearly failing data, so they really went out there and got after it. I think he issued quite a lot of tickets and it changed behavior.
Mhm.
But, then when he goes away, then they probably misbehaved.
I think it is a good valid point though, that it does make people change their behavior. If they see that that's happening, then of course they're gonna go back to the old behaviors, but at least if these traffic studies are targeting to where officers know where to go.
And then too, I mean, if we really wanted to get fancy when we do these reviews, we could provide some commentary that, our traffic safety commission in conjunction with, Public Works recommends these measures in the future to make this roadway safer. Because on Northeast 10th, for example, it's in poor condition. There's a tremendous absence of sidewalks and crosswalks, and a whole slew of things that are on the wish list. And those ultimately will come in time, but patience is patience.
But I like the idea of having documented what the recommendations are, because then it's just that much easier for us to
Yeah.
kind of flip back and be like, okay, back on this date, this is what was happening, this is what we think we wanted to have happen. And it might still take a decade to actually make their budget,
Yeah.
but at least we've got easily referenceable
Well, and it'll help
metrics.
for city staff too, if we have documented for a long time, hey, everybody's concerned with this area, it makes it so much easier. Put it into the CIP to then take to council to get approval that, hey, there is a project here that needs to be done.
Then the flip side of that is, Tell you what the speed humps were on Birch.
I think
There's people that now go airborne through there.
I'm opposed to this. Commission's trying to do
They change behavior.
Okay, so next is, speed enforcement cameras, which are on hold.
Can I
So
interrupt with that one too? Tracy, since you went to that workshop with Eric, were you impressed enough with that workshop to where you feel like having that representative or one of their representatives do a presentation at our Canby Police Department in front of the officers and all of us would be something you'd like me to look into?
And honestly, it's on hold because I would like to have a conversation with George.
Oh.
Our chief hasn't been on board with this idea from the beginning.
I understand.
So, I need to have a conversation with him about what's it gonna take to get him on board, or is anything to get him on board, or is there a different program he wants us to look at?
Okay.
So, and also I need to get Eric's notes. I went to the thing with him, but he has all of the notes.
Okay.
In his stuff, so, that's why I just kind of put it on hold until we can kind of flush out where we're at and, what the chief thinks.
Okay. Okay.
I think the scare tactic, okay, I was in Beaverton, actually there yesterday, and I came up on a yellow light, I could have ran it, but I thought, wait a minute, they have the cameras here.
So I'm not like it.
I really had thought about it, I made a conscious effort, slow down, stop, and I was like, and I'm as guilty as anybody else, I thought my left, I'm only cut course, I exceeded the speed limit, oh, they get back down there, get my wallet. Turned out to see, but it turns out, you know, yeah, you have that moment when you think you're more important, or your issue is more important. That's, so the scare tactic, a reminder, like in Sherwood, they have the stoplight intersection. There's a camera there, and they catch the speed. Is this going with this, with the speed enforcement cameras?
We have big cameras put up?
Well, it's fine, and it goes. But we made it.
Speed camera first.
Yep.
Yes, speed camera. Just, the other thing is how Holly came up. Her, that's my part of the street. She's on Third. You're on Bird. And we all have our little points that are important to us. And I looked at all those telephone poles going down Holly. And I thought, you know, there was a 25-mile-per-hour speed limit sign on every other telephone pole. You exceeded. You're driving with your eyes closed. That's just my idea. That's just food for thought.
Would it be worth a conversation to see, get for things like, you know, speed radar enforced signs that we're not allowed to put them on, they're not there.
So yeah, so we'll just put the speed enforcement cameras on hold. I like Tracy's idea. We do need to find out what the police chief wants because,
If we don't get it by it.
yeah, I didn't feel comfortable with that. Yeah, so,
I don't want you to say any mis-
yeah. Next is an update on parking situation on Southwest 13th. I've noticed that there's more activity now happening in the evenings. But I have been in touch with the school district. I'll continue to work that relationship out because of my neighborhood is needing to be active with the school and trying to work things out. So I'm a board member of the neighborhood association as well. So I figure I'll get it from both angles to try to help out. But they have been very receptive and they like pictures that I've taken to kind of show that, hey, this is not right. So.
Well, I noticed the truck has been parking at the church more often than not.
Yes, he's gotten permission from the church except for on Sundays when they have church. So on Sundays, he's parking on 13th and
maybe not ideal, but it's an improvement, right?
Yeah, no, it is, and I figure it on, he did get talked to by a police officer, and, I, got confirmation from one of my neighbors and told me that the guy understands that, yeah, it's a big rig and takes up a lot of space, so we'll just kind of continue seeing. Anything, Jennifer, do you have any update on Southeast Third?
Southwest Third.
Or
Agenda, I pinged Teresa, I think it might have gone east west, on a different version. Yeah, no, I don't have any great updates for you. The cars are still there, but we got the update from Tracy. At the last meeting, Officer Miller was checking the code enforcement person about the other abandoned, vehicles and stuff on that corner lot. But, that'll need to be followed up with separately either, I could do that or we could talk to our police representative next week, whatever. You would advise Tracy.
Or if that could get cleaned up and maybe Enterprise could rent that little spot. I mean, they would make some money off of it and they could park the rental cars there.
And not all the way up to the street like the other craft.
Right, but I mean, you know, that.
Yeah,
That would be good.
yeah, it turns out that's just been there for more than a decade. We've been there for, I knew it had been there before, but some neighbors like, oh yeah, it was there for years before you guys. Maybe we should start asking.
For the issue of Enterprise, this is ongoing, it's still.
So, not as much. They do have an arrangement with the funeral home that's doing to be able to use the vehicles there. So they're not on the street as much as
And
they
they
used
kind of use their little muscle saying, well, we could always leave candy, when they're a threat of that nature, that came up with some speed talk with them.
to. Not that I'm aware of.
One thing that I'm gonna do, just because Jackie has limited time with us. Jackie, do you wanna share anything for your board member report at this time?
There's really nothing to share, except for parking, even where I live on 13th is people just parked and leave their cars forever.
Okay. That's good, yeah, I just wanted to make sure to give you time to give some input since you, are with us for a bit.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you needed me to be a part of a voting for any new chairs or anything.
So we got we had a quorum, so.
Oh, okay, good.
Tina was voted as our chair, and then I'm gonna continue as vice chair. Just to
Okay,
get up to speed.
sounds good.
Clint, is gonna be our secretary to continue out the year,
Okay.
but unless somebody else wants that.
Maybe down the road. What?
And we all were giving praise to you and posting on the Canby Traffic Safety Facebook page, really helpful.
Yeah, Deanne and I are sharing that responsibility. I think it's going well.
So, okay, just wanted to have you chime in. Now I'll get to the agenda. So thank you.
Thank you.
So Brianna for Canby Planning, do you have any news to report?
Nothing big. I know folks are curious about the senior center. That hasn't come in yet. Haven't seen that. Grocery outlets moving right along. They are getting their sign permits right now. So you see that banner up, they'll have their permanent signs soon. The adult center is going to planning commission next month. That's a move up to the United Methodist Church. North Holly subdivision is also going to planning commission soon. That was the recent annexation, so we knew it was coming in. So that's just continuing. And that's all I have, unless there's questions.
Do you know any future business that might be going in where Canby Rental is moving?
So I had a conversation with the niece of the people that own it, and she said right now that she thinks they're just gonna leave it empty for a while.
Oh.
But I know some businesses that are looking for the empty space, so I did pass that information along, so. See if we can come to it.
We hurry to let it go. Yeah.
I'm really kind of happy to see that move, that activity there with the moving of equipment has been a very dangerous situation for a long time, and I think I brought it up at one of the other meetings of, could they have a drive-through where they pick stuff up instead of doing it in the street, but that solved the problem, then moving.
Yeah, no, we followed something a little bit, but it's still was kind of.
Yeah.
Any updates on the OLCC distribution center and then that area over there?
I haven't heard any updates from Ryan about it.
Okay, well, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It can be south. I went back through some old notes on our meetings in September 10th, 2021. The Canby South project was brought up. The other thing that was brought up was the Walnut Street extension. Seems like all the permits were in order, but there's no go ahead. Where's the anchor that's holding us back?
That's still in the works, and it's planned to be built kind of before or kind of in tandem with OLCC.
Didn't we learn anything from Columbia Distributing? Can't we get this road built before the building goes in?
I tried.
So,
I'm sorry.
where's my time?
Okay. Okay, so
So
I'm getting an update soon.
Sorry.
Yeah, you might
it's-
ask.
Yeah.
And you didn't jump to plan.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So Walnut Street Extension, we are currently waiting on the last submits from ODOT and one of our traffic engineers to get everything finally submitted to ODOT. And then once we have that, or not submitted, once the review process is done, we have the plans. We're not anticipating any more comments. We are expecting for that to be able to go out to bid, hopefully sometime this spring. Originally, our target date was the first of the year. That's kind of come and passed. So we're really hoping to get those ready to go here in the next couple of weeks to put out for bid, and then hopefully start breaking ground this summer for the Walnut Street extension.
Same engineer that designed the Elm Street
It is not
turn. It is not.
It is
Somebody has an idea what needs to be done. If we have somebody coming in qualified, you know the ground.
I know exactly what you're doing with this. I know exactly what you're doing.
Relationship with Spencer and me. So,
So yes, the Walnut Street extension is moving forward. We should be, like I said, moving forward with that here in the next couple of weeks on breaking out to bid. So I would kind of anticipate a council date, I'm assuming in April-ish, when it would come onto your guys's by the time we did the soliciting bids and everything, so. So yeah,
How
that
long is this project gonna take to build out?
depends on what competitive bids are like and where things are going. We're anticipating that realistically, the road and OLCC should be completed around the same time. OLCC shouldn't be up and running for months waiting on the road. It'll be pretty close to the same time.
And what's the anticipation date for OLCC?
OLCC is breaking ground April 16th. I have the
Completion date expected to be?
I don't know how long their project is built out.
Back when it went through planning commission, they were hoping to have it in the fall.
The roads may take longer than that.
If they start in June.
If they don't just work, you know, for during the day, if they did 24-hour.
But would Public Works need special permission ahead of time to put out the bid saying we want it done by X time, so that they're giving bids and costs to do it at an accelerated pace? Because usually you guys set the terms, right? Like,
yes,
we
the
need
term,
X number
there
of
is,
days,
there is,
bond at this time.
I don't think that we can actually do that just because I don't think we have the funds for doing an expedient. I'm just gonna triple the price. or something like that. So, but, yeah.
And then if I can add one more thing, before the meeting started, I asked Spencer if there was any more updates on the work that was talked about being done on the Knights Bridge, and you had said, no, it was very.
There has been crickets from the county on what their timeline is for the bridge.
Can we compare?
See if there's anything new updates for that.
It would just be
I don't know,
nice to
it would be-
know.
Yeah, it would be, I just don't know if they pushed that out with funding issues other places, or if it's
A
really.
lot of
still
things
on
I
there.
remember hearing was this summer. But you don't know if that's still the case though.
If you're in the same.
But summer's coming, so.
4 years now, or is it 3 years now that they've been talking about, oh, it's happening this fall or this time, and so it's been pushed out for 4 years, so I don't know what their timeline is. I don't know if the current job on South Ivy is causing a holdup. I don't know, but I will find out on Knightsbridge.
So you're our liaison with Clackamas County? You attend the meeting? You have-
I don't attend any of the meetings or can try to reach out to the.
Sympathies go out to you, but because I'm looking at, like I said, I dug out a report from the 2021 meeting, and I still see the same thing repeating us all over again. County, especially Knightsbridge, aren't, they totally lay down and sure responsibilities to put up signage. This town, this city, okay, no left turn signs off of 99. I think that was something we said, no, the state won't let you put it on their property, but the city doesn't want it on theirs. You know, I see these stumbling blocks and it drives me crazy. And I don't have much sanity left. I mean, there's this thing going on there.
There was a series of letters that we did send to the county. Now, I know that the truck route signs have been placed on Knightsbridge. But I'm not big on the rest of it, would be good to know. What are they gonna do about, obviously, the bridge, what are they gonna do about that's an ODOT line, no left turns on 99. But also the dedicated left turn on 13th, is that happening, or is that in the works?
That is still in the works with when there's completion of the project. We take over that.
So it's still gonna happen, it's just the slow moving wheels of.
Yep.
Commercial traffic, like when Umpqua delivers ice cream to our ice cream parlor. He comes in on Second, makes a right-hand turn, he backs up across Second to get to his ice cream delivery. I do it out of sympathy for him. I got out, I stopped people from backing out of their parking places, I stopped the traffic, I guided him back across, but I'm not there every day. I mean, it is, just a fluky deal that I happen to be there at that time. That's just an example of what commercial traffic, how it affects things in our city. I don't have a cure. I mean, you keep throwing it out to these committees, you keep, you address it. I don't know, city council handle a problem that people are really put it back into the mayor's car. I'm looking for help here, I'm looking for a step to take. It's been 4 years with all these other things, nothing's happened. I'm hoping our committee, and I don't want to be a blanket here.
No, I think, actually focusing in and either making motions on, is there something to be done here? What are the actual options available to the group?
Okay.
And then focusing on making a motion, deciding what to do, and then moving on. So then you don't have these staying continuously, just sitting around talking.
Yeah.
Kind of make the decision, and whether or not it's one that is able to be done or not. Because that's the other thing, is ultimately, would we love if everyone drove no more than 23 miles an hour everywhere that they went? Yes, that would be great. I don't know how we can actually make something like.
They were part of the committee. I've been here now obviously 4 years, and I'm still seeing the same things pop up. And I don't have the finesse to go through the steps. I'm more rather impatient. So, okay, help me along.
What about with some other, sorry, yeah, but what about with some of these deliveries, like you use Umpqua as an example, when they're going into a downtown area like that, do they have the option of bringing out a smaller vehicle?
But they have, short of stopping outside the city limit, putting them in a smaller truck, I mean, it would be a logistical nightmare. And our city is a logistical nightmare. We witnessed 105.5 on a residential area, like, on third, dump truck. Came by, and then Knightsbridge, I witnessed a tanker, flammable, 105.5 license. Sure, he might be empty. In fact, he's registered it that way. County they should be up there with a scale. And they get to Marlow Road and Knightsbridge, and the sign is beyond Marlow Road, and any importer smokes that come in from out of state, and they come up on the sign, they've already gone past their escape route. So what do they do? Up over the bridge. Then they get into Dan Ever's neighborhood, and Dan Ever comes out there and he gets. Yeah. And so, yeah, it's, okay. I'm beating up the old horse.
Oh, it's
Anything else?
The only other thing is that the 10th Avenue project for a reconstruction and sidewalks went out for bid. We got favorable bids, and it will be council for first reading next week.
Pass that along to Bob Campbell.
You can. I just talked about it. Northeast 10th from Locust to Pine. It is scheduled to have new sewer, new stormwater, and new asphalt sidewalk. All
Would that be about a 6-month project?
that's probably going to be a year-long project. There's a extensive amount of underground work to do with utilities, and then moving power poles and stuff. So that one's going to be a longer project.
Kind of like Ivy.
Kind of like Ivy, or kind of like Locust, North Locust, when we redid that street.
So if you were betting then, we say end of 26, that should be done?
If it's not, I don't know that I would still have a job.
We'll miss you.
Locust.
So South Ivy, the current estimated completion date is,
I believe
and, did you have an opportunity to check in on the currently non-existent pedestrian crossing for the pedestrian island?
It's waiting for paint weather, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely for paint. Thank you. And we're not gonna get legal signs.
I didn't like paint this weekend. Have you looked outside?
Yeah.
That's why they haven't painted it.
so. That is my report. If anyone has any other questions.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you. Tracy?
I kind of sprinkled mine throughout. I don't have a lot to add, other than I did get your text, Tina, about the Ivy Street flaggers. I don't know who's in charge of that project, but I literally yesterday had the same issue, so I rolled down my window and fire ran, because I was delivering flowers for customers. I was like, you need to use your sign. She's like, what? Like, you're being very confusing to drivers just trying to do this with your hands. Get the signs on the ground and pick it up and use it.
Like, the one gal
Yes,
was down,
ma'am.
the 99, even older, a little bit older gal, she's been fine. This young gal, she stands with her sign down, the pole up, and she's standing behind the barriers. And then she'll peek around every once in a while, so you've got the cars coming, towards 99 that she's supposed to be telling to go left. But she's hiding behind the sign, and then if you're going south, and you're coming around, and she's got cars coming this way, she's hiding behind that sign, she's not.
Yeah, and then wasn't even her, this was the older gal, she had her sign laying on the ground, and she had her black gloved hands doing this. I'm like, no.
Well, and the 20 when I went into, it was the young gal, and she did have her stop sign up because there was equipment coming, and she did hold up her stop sign to me, but that was the first time I was like, I go down that way periodically, I try to avoid it, but every once in a while I forget. How do I forget? I'm hoping it's done. Anyway, I've just been like, what? I mean, they are not doing their job.
No, so I was gonna bring that to you guys, as a situation. I don't know if you know who's in charge of the flagging, but they need to get the look for it because they're not being safe for drivers.
And it's almost every other day, I'm calling the county to let them know, because it is still a county project. They do supposedly have a county inspector on site who's supposed to be watching this. So I call his boss and let him know that we got another complaint over it.
There you go.
So
There was a
Yeah, I
truck
rolled down my window, the back, you said.
yesterday, but further down, there was a county truck sitting there for a long time. And I was like, that guy's just sitting there watching the project.
Good.
So, but it hasn't been since they've moved down to where they're currently at.
Yeah, I apologize for not replying to you, but then when I encountered it myself, I was like, oh yeah, it's huge. And I was like, yeah, she has little hands and there are black gloves and she's trying to stop people. I'm like, no, that's not okay. You're confusing people.
It's not 1950s, like, Main Street and the police are just like totally.
This is not.
Yeah.
Anyone have questions for Trixie or?
Yeah, that's all I didn't really have, I was sprinkled throughout, so if you have questions for me.
Any new business updates that you can think of?
No, actually, the only one I was, is Brianna. Do we have a franchisee for that group for Strata? Is last year it was on hold because we don't have a franchisee.
I'm not sure who it is, but yeah, they are moving along. So
Okay, do we have an open date yet or no?
no.
Somebody said October, I saw some sprinkling on,
October.
yeah. So I don't know if that's true.
That's what they
I
said
thought-
last time.
I thought it was a little out there, but.
Quickly out of date from last.
I know it's good. No, I don't really have any other business coming along that I've heard of. Yeah. So,
But thank you.
Okay. So, for my member report, one thing that I've noticed, and I think Tom mentioned it last meeting too, is I was driving I-99 and noticed that Boss Exteriors, that business has graffiti on the side of their building. Does code enforcement reach out to the owner, or does the owner, is he supposed to take care of his graffiti?
he's supposed to take care of his graffiti, but if it doesn't get taken care of, then Chris would say, hey, you gotta take care of this. I mean, he could end up getting a ticket if he doesn't take care of it.
Okay.
But it's the onus of the business owner to take care of it,
Yeah.
but, she does kind of enforce that. So,
I thought I saw some graffiti too on top of Ivy somewhere.
Cumpox on Third and Cedar's been graffiti on it for over a year and no one just do anything about it. And I've already talked to Troy about it.
No, I just noticed that, and then, people running red lights on 99 to Burke Parkway, that's the common thing, and last night I almost ran over the UPS guy, cause he decided to park parked behind the Safeway parking lot, and he was trying to dodge between cars to get across the street to get a package. So I don't know what UPS is doing.
There was either UPS or FedEx guy that parked right, outside of that, at Ivy and Second. It's right there where that business, that sports, medicine guy is, sitting right on the corner where people can't get, see around it, get around it, and just sitting there, nobody in it. And you just turn around the corner, there's actually a little bike lane or something that you can pop in for just a second and drop that off, a little parking spots there where.
Commercial deliveries.
So Gary, do you have anything to share?
I think I pretty well brought up some of the subjects that I think should be looked into a little bit deeper and follow up. If Spencer has connections with the Athens County, more should be brought up about that, because it's just not getting any better.
See what I can do.
Appreciate it. That's what I came for. Who is our connection? Thank you.
The only thing I had to add is, when you do those posts on Facebook about Northeast 10th review, Spencer in the group, do you think it'd be good to add just a little blurb about the scheduled improvements that'll be taking place on Northeast 10th between Locust and Pine? Or would you rather that stay?
I think I would wait until after it's gone through the 2 readings on council.
Okay. But don't let that hold up.
No.
Yeah, and on that social media, people from the committee are going in and liking and sharing that. That also helps the algorithm to keep that going. So anybody that can go on and make a comment or things like that, that really helps get it out there more.
Yeah. Jenny?
I don't have anything to add, thank you.
Okay, and then Jackie. Tina.
Yeah, I was just upset about the flagger. And the stoplight, I mean, Redwood and 99, that turn lane is just, that light is just ridiculous. I don't know what they can do to lengthen the timeline for that light, especially in the afternoon. 2 or 3 cars, because if somebody doesn't like step on the gas and really get moving, and they just, take their time through, maybe one and a half turns, yeah, 1.5 or one, one car gets through and the other one's a red light, and anybody else that's going a red light. It's just,
99 onto Redwood.
yeah. Yeah, it's just,
Oh, okay. From your face.
yeah, it's just not long enough, it's not a long enough light.
Then the other problem with that one is if, let's say you're coming, say from uptown, and you're getting into that turn lane at North Redwood, they just drive over your hood. I mean, if you're the first car, it's insane.
Well, and also because that light, in the afternoons or, or the busier times, you're laying there to get over, end up, it's like that lane for the turn ends up back here into the actual lane, and so it's not the greatest.
That's the crib.
May I just also, well, go ahead and do yours, but I'd like to.
Well, I was gonna go backtrack too, to Clint's question about new business, and since Brianna's still on, we did actually, as a city council, we did approve Eileen to move a sewer easement from Millar's, so the food cart pod's gonna go forward. Do we have in the progress report on the food cart pod for Millar's lot, Brianna?
The public improvement plans need to be reviewed by an engineer.
Okay,
So that's where we are now. They're pretty close to being ready. Their actual site plan is ready to be approved, but we're just kind of stuck on the engineering right now.
does that still have to go before the planning commission?
No.
No, okay.
What kind of food cart will it be?
There are going to be slots for 5 carts and kind of a host cart.
Who's this?
Your Millar's tire.
Between Millar's and Candy Builders in that area.
Okay, Jenny?
Yeah, thank you
one
for-
last thing.
I wanted to, ask what kind of, recourse we might have for the trains that actually stop on the tracks, walking, getting across town. Cause like, they could stop before Candy, they could stop after Candy, and then particularly in the evenings and the early hours, they actually stop right across town, so you are completely stuck on the north and south side. Yeah, like, why are they allowed to do that? Since they're on the rails?
It's the railroad.
So they can, but, I mean, seriously, it's like a quarter of a mile further down, either direction would be fine. They can just.
Jurisdiction.
And their
You
kids.
use federal.
I mean, my mom lives in an area where there's trains that can go in bisect areas as well, but during certain hours, they're not allowed to stop, so. I'll run really big trains there.
QP,
Okay,
they rule the world.
unfortunately, sorry.
So,
June 36th.
I wanna move that we go ahead and adjourn the meeting until, March. When is that?
Yeah, when-
February, March are always the same date, so it'll be March
March
4th.
12th.
Okay, got it. March 12th will be our next meeting, so thank you all very much.
Hi, everyone.
Good job.
My apologies for looking at my phone there, and my mom is having a telephone crisis. Of course, I'm. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Goodbye.
You too? You too.